And there he goes off camera right as we switch. What a good timing. There it is. Nice.
I had to do it.
And there's Miranda as well.
I had to do it. I had to be the guy.
It's all right.
Hi,
It's
wifey
okay.
hack.
It's okay.
She's.
All right. Another week. Week 8. Building character. Caesar RE. We're going to get it right this time, maybe. Black Hack 2K. The guest.
You want it to be.
Vibrant
Yes,
Panda. There we go. All right. Welcome to week 8. It's a little delayed once again, as always, trying to get things working. Always on my part. I won't, try to blame anybody else, but whatever. Takes a lot to do a lot. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Every time.
So, why we're here?
You got it, Tim. Hey, I got people in my chat saying that they're waiting on you to go live.
It just went live. I mean, Caesar's
It
never
just went
gone
live,
Dad
Tim.
Club Gaming just went live. Dad Club Gaming just went live. You should be able to get to it now.
There you
I'm
go,
hosting
Tim.
it from
There we go.
Caesar. So, all right. So we're live right now on Twitch, Dad Club Gaming. This is our weekly Dadcast / vodcast / life lessons. This week we have a wannabe dad. Wannabe dad. And we're all rooting for him. He's coming down the home stretch. And he will be joining us shortly. He has been a huge supporter of the Hacker Nation community. Flippy Nickel with the follow over here. I've been Black. I turned it into a verb. It's called Flippy Nickelin'. That's what lurking is these days. Because he's
That's
like,
awesome.
he's just like,
Yep.
I mentioned,
The Flippy Nickelin.
I mentioned a watch time challenge for people, and the next thing you know, he's beating Caesar. He's beating my own account.
No, he will.
And I'm like, what's going on here? So thank you for the follow, Flippy. So what I was getting at was Vibe is going to be joining us very shortly into fatherhood. So
How much longer you got, Vi?
Yeah.
4 weeks. She hit 36 weeks.
So she's full term.
Yep.
You're in that home stretch.
We are in the home
Vibe, the
stretch. It
guy.
can happen any day.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. But best intro I can give for Vibe is a heart of gold. I don't even know because,
Thank you.
if anybody knows Vibe from Black's channel, he's his #1 supporter.
Yep.
But not
All
only
around.
that,
What is it? 110K bits?
110K
thousand?
What do you mean?
And
All
then-
right, you said 110K thousand. Like now we're talking.
110K
All right.
bits. And he's at what? 812 subs?
Yeah.
Gifted?
Really?
That doesn't count.
His
That
anonymous.
doesn't count.
It doesn't count as
His anonymous ones.
Yeah.
What? I never
You've done
gifted
over
anonymous.
150
What are-
anonymous ones.
What are you talking about?
And then
I've never done that.
on top of that, I'll just say on top of that, if you start to
17,000.
include,
I know this.
if you start to include the fellow members of Hacker Nation, right, that stream as well, and the support that Vibe has showed them, myself included,
It's
right?
wild.
It's insane. So that's how you're gonna get the intro, Vibe. Now you're gonna get all these
man.
people coming over your channel, like,
Wow.
please come support me, Vibe. Please come support me.
Exclamation point top support in
And
my
pretty
channel.
soon you're gonna just be like, listen, I have to support this little one, I have to do that. So it'll give you an out.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
as best of intro I can give you. How about you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
My name is VibrantPanda all across the interwebs. My name's actually Randy. I am 27 years old. I got married last December to the love of my life and the soon-to-be mother of my children. And that's pretty. I work by testing weapons for the government. That's the daily job I do. I dabble in a hobby of streaming, and I love supporting these guys up here, and everyone in the Hacker Nation. So that's pretty much it. I like playing video games and supporting people that deserve it. And
Don't let him lie to you, Chad. He likes killing innocent creatures. That's what he likes doing.
Monster
video
Hunter.
games.
They're
In video games.
monsters. They're monsters.
I'm so glad
You
you've
gotta go
moved
kill the
over
monsters.
to what is it, Outriders? Because
Yeah, Outriders.
yeah, because I'm at least I'll watch you kill some enemy, you know, and like some bad people. Those dragons don't
Poor
deserve it.
innocent dinosaur.
Those dragons don't deserve it. There's like all these people are shooting cannonballs at them and stuff. It's torture. I'm telling
Oh
you.
yeah.
They just
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to live in the cave and not be bothered, you know.
Another side note, I don't know if he's in here, but Ari started a thing whenever we had done a couple podcasts back. They call me the Tomato Panda as well. That is a nickname because when I laugh, I turn very red. As you can
Red.
see, I'm already kind of red.
He turns
so
beet red, dude.
so feel free to just spam Tomato Panda in chat. That'd be great.
Tomato Panda. He does.
It's so great. He turns beet red, dude. It's the best. Redder than this, dude. No cap.
Oh my god. It's already happening. It's happening.
Dude,
Yeah,
already.
I'm
it
saying
is.
like
It
the hair,
is.
bro.
If somehow you could put it on top of him on your stream, you know,
Yeah, right.
like
Wait,
you can't
what's
do
that?
it. It just can't do
Right.
it.
Is it like right here? Oh, it's right here on my stream, but like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
right here on here.
Nice guy said same thing happens to him, and then everybody looks at you and it makes it worse. You know, when everybody starts talking about it.
The more it's brought up, the redder it gets. Yep, it's a thing.
For sure. So, Vibe, you said mother of your children. You guys aren't expecting twins, are you? Or are you just expecting more after the fact?
Yeah,
Okay.
we our plan is 2.
Okay.
I'm trying to talk her into 4. I don't think that's gonna
Ooh,
happen.
okay.
But I'm a big family guy. I come from a very large family. I have 4 uncles and an aunt. I have 21 cousins. So it's just always been a very big family. And outside of the family friends that we consider family, they're the McPeaks. They helped raise me with my grandma. And they had 7 children. I'm their unofficial 8th child. So lot of
God, are you
tribe
doing the
work
math?
to raise me.
Is chat doing the math?
Like
Black lost.
29.
Yeah, Black lost track.
I lost track of 29, bro.
I have 2 brothers and a sister, but we actually all have different dads. But that's why we're so far spread apart. My oldest brother is 16 years older than me. My middle brother is 10 years older than me, and my sister's 6 years older than me. So
Did
my
you all?
mom met.
I mean,
Go ahead.
obviously 16 years is a decent apart, but were you all staying with your mom at that point, or?
Yeah. So quick sidebar, real quick. I know a couple people in here know, but my mom passed away when I was really young. So up until that point, we were all staying together, and then once she passed away, we like got scattered to the wind.
Sure.
Now we're all back together. We have a really good relationship, and it's amazing. But my oldest brother, he's in Houston, Texas. My sister is in Austin, Texas, and then my middle brother is up in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Oh damn.
So we're spread out
Appleton,
across
Wisconsin?
the whole. Yeah,
No shit,
yeah. That's where my middle brother is at.
bro. My wife's sister lives like I want to say at least an hour away from there because they said that they go there for something.
Probably the snowboarding or skiing or sledding or whatnot, because it's pretty hilly in
Probably.
Appleton.
But no shit.
Yeah.
Wow, small world, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sorry to hear that about your mom. To be honest, I did not know that. I'm sure Black already has had plenty of conversation with you. Do you mind talking on like how she passed away?
Yeah, no, that's fine. So it happened when I was 8, and then she was diagnosed with brain cancer. I forget what the cancer is called, but it was like a specific brain cancer that she actually had 2 tumors. She had a malignant and a benign tumor in her brain, and they cut it out whenever I was 6. And the doctor was like, if you're lucky, you got 2 months to live. And she ended up, well, after they cut it out, it came back. And then he said, you have 2 months to live. And she ended up living all the way till my 8th birthday, and she died December 13th. So she almost made it to another Christmas for me.
Yeah.
But then from there, probably about when I think I was 7 was when I actually moved up to live with my grandma. Because she was just so sick, in and out of the hospital almost every weekend. So I had moved up to Oklahoma City. So I was originally living in Texas, moved up to Oklahoma City with my grandma, and I would say every other weekend we were back down in Texas just to see my mom. But yeah, she died on December 13th at 2:04 in the morning.
Damn, you got it down to I'm sure you can probably still, what is that? 26 years later, or no, I'm doing terrible math. 19. I was right the first time.
Yeah.
19 years later, still probably like lives with you, right?
Oh,
I can't
it
imagine.
does. Yeah, and part of the so since this channel is called Building Character, I kind of want to go off a little tangent here
You're
about
allowed.
that.
You're the guest. You can do whatever you want this week.
So that was very hard for me as a kid, and I know it's hard for a lot of kids that ever have to deal with that. And it doesn't matter. You could be 1, you could be 50 whenever your parents die. It's a hard thing to deal with. My natural response as a kid was anger. Sure. So because anger gave me an outlet, and then it also gave me responses for the attention I wanted. And that stayed with me all the way up until the Marine Corps. I struggled with anger issues all through elementary, middle school, high school, and then I joined the Marine Corps, and I found out that I can't really yell back at somebody that's in charge of me. So
without a little bit of reinforcement.
Yeah, you get smacked back down real hard with that. But my grandma was a saint, so she handled it in strides. She had her master's in English, so she was a college professor for a while, and then she was a middle school teacher, and then she retired and was just a tutor for hire. So when I talk about the whole tribe thing and how it helped shape me, she always would participate in the foreign exchange student program. So I know people from the Netherlands, from Korea, from South Africa, and we always joked that the front door at my grandma's house was just a revolving door. Come on in, everybody's invited. So it was definitely a lot of fun, and the biggest learning experience that I found when dealing with the loss of my mom is lean heavy on your friends and family. I loved the tribe that I was in, and I can look back now as being a grown up and see that, and being ready to become a dad, that I can appreciate that whole aspect of a tribe and being able to rely on them for comfort and whatnot. So if anybody out there is dealing with any sort of grief or loss, rely on the people around you. You won't expect it, or you won't see a huge change now if you're dealing with it, but later on down the road, maybe you'll hit the point like I did. I'm like, man, I was a really lucky kid.
Yeah.
So,
Hoy chatted that his dad had I'm gonna butcher this, glioblastoma brain tumor. Said it might have been the same type. I'm not sure.
That sounds right. I know it started, or I know it ended with a stoma.
Yeah.
That much I remember.
I'm definitely down to make a fool of myself trying to pronounce that, but
I haven't pulled up. Was it glioblastoma? I got it. Glioblastoma. There we go.
Glioblastoma. Okay. Yeah.
But
So you mentioned, rage, right? Or anger
oh yeah,
even, right?
oh yeah,
And like, I feel like that is something that a lot of people, like emotions. I, I mean, I get the sense that not a lot of people master being able to like have a diverse range of emotions, right? Like usually people
hmm
tailor to one type of emotion when they're
yeah,
going through
yeah,
something, especially as hard as that. Like anger is
yes,
one that a lot of people go to.
hmm
I do.
yeah,
I probably should have joined the Marines based on what you're saying, just to have that slapped out of me. So I'm not still doing it today. Um,
oh yeah,
Hoy said I can't read. Yes, I know, Hoy. All right, I can't read. That's why I don't. Okay. Um, I would say sadness, right, is another one. Like depression and things
yes,
like that. It's
yeah,
another emotion, and
hmm
I would even say depression. Depression's like a little bit further than that, right?
yeah, yeah,
But just like crying and like that sadness type of emotion is definitely
hmm
another thing. So are you saying that you've cured yourself of that anger by doing the Marines and like that kind of deal, or are you
Um,
saying like you found a way to control it a little bit better?
so I actually not gonna go into my whole
Sure,
personal life, but
sure,
there was some stuff that went down between someone very important to me, and it kind of registered because someone I respect a lot was like, "Hey, dude, I've already dealt with this. You should probably go talk to somebody."
sure.
And I went ahead and went and found counseling on my own. And of course, my grandma was amazing. She tried to get me all the help she could in the world. I didn't want to hear it
Yeah,
as a kid.
yeah.
I was like, I don't care.
I don't
You're
want to hear
not.
it as an adult vibe.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was about to say
yeah,
the same
fair.
thing. My wife got me to go to counseling like when I was 27. It was
Yeah.
the thing I wanted to do at the time,
Yeah,
but
And
you never know.
finally, I went through the VA because it was something else that I was also dealing with a little bit of PTSD from the Marine Corps. Um, and I found this lady. Her name's Sarah Godsill. She is amazing, and I hope she sees this one day. But it's called the emotion wheel, and it's amazing. Um, because my natural response whenever I would get angry is you rate it on a 1 to 10 scale. My natural response anytime I got upset was like an 8 or a 9, and she helped me be able to register that and go from an 8 to a 9 to be like, hey, I'm really mad, to think about it. Okay, I'm gonna come back down to like a 5 because that's what the situation warrants.
sure.
um, and one of my favorite sayings, which I did a lot as a kid, I made mountains out of molehills. I
Sure,
wasn't getting mad for no reason. Like, I was mad for a reason, but I was way more mad than the situation called for.
sure,
Um, so I wouldn't say I'm cured. I would say I went from a 2 second fuse to about a 20-second fuse.
sure.
So,
No, I
My
mean
wife
that's
needs to
good to
know
hear.
this
Is that
person.
something that what did you call it? The wheel of emotions?
hmm
Is that something that's like published somewhere? Or like a
yeah,
resource out there, or is it just strictly from who you went with and everything like that?
no,
Who you looked at?
it is actually out of a psychologist's book. Um, I can see it from here.
I could see Vibe just pulling this wheel out of his pocket and like looking at it and being like, "What am I right now? Okay, yeah, that's what I should be." Meanwhile, there's me.
um,
I spin it like I'm spinning the roulette wheel, and I'm like, "What am I landing on right now?"
Come on, your chat blocked me, bro.
What did you try to do? Oh, you tried to post
The
it.
wheel of emotions. I
I
found it.
listen. Nightbot wants what Nightbot gets. Okay, we can post it in the Discord instead at some point.
yes, yeah.
We'll post
If I
it
was a
out
But
there.
mod, I wouldn't
it
have
was
got blocked,
it was
bro.
very beneficial for
If
me,
you were a
and
mod, I wouldn't have got blocked.
that
There you go, chat.
facts.
It's in mine.
Uh, Gottman, thank you. Um,
But that no,
anyway.
I mean, that's huge. Like when you talk about, like you said, this is building character. It's what I envision with this. Conversations
Mhm.
that come from people's experiences, and they can, a couple weeks ago, or it's a month now because my PC was out, but we had, uh, Minecraft Cowboy on, who was younger, and even in, you know 13 years he was still dishing out a lot of experience, right? And you're now 27, but you're expressing things that you experienced at the age of 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's very likely that a lot of people go through the same thing. So I appreciate you like
Yeah.
diving into that kind of openly. Um,
Yeah.
I told Black at the very beginning, it's like I wanted to send messages to our guests and ask like, are you open to talk about these things and this thing? And he's like, just do it raw. You know what I mean? Whatever people don't want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about, they won't. So
Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's very true.
I've
And
never imagined you to be somebody who
has anger issues.
yeah. No, like I'm
Uh,
being straight up. Like, come on, man. I think Hoy's in this chat. Dustin's watched me enough now. I've played with Chris. Like everybody knows. Like my nickname is Rage Monster for a reason in a couple people's mind. But I don't see that out of you, man. So I just need to commend you on taking that practice, right, and
yes.
taking the help and really putting it to work. Because I wouldn't
So
even put two and two together.
so it one of the big things is that a lot of people will use what is it called? There it's a better word, but it's a distraction. So oh my goodness, DVD player, you're awesome.
What happened?
Congratulations, Black Hack. Um, he just got dropped with a 25 bomb to the community.
Damn, there
Tier
you
one.
go. And he
Um,
doesn't have fun talking in this dad cast.
but so real. But before I go on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember this thought. Nice guy. What Vibrant is on there as Joy? Is that what? Well,
I
oh, oh, my name.
yeah.
So I'll get into that real quick, because that actually can tie into what I'm saying. So transitioning from finding distractions, as you would call it, for my anger, but that's not the right word. I can't think of the right word right now. But video games or supporting
Killing
these
and
guys,
slaying creatures.
Distraction.
slaying
Slaying creatures.
creatures,
Slaying creatures. Just
um,
taking it out on a poor dragon. Okay, now I see the rage come out of you. I see it
yeah,
now.
yeah. So it,
Killing baby dragons, bro. He said, "Fuck that
um,
Phoenix. Burn in hell, you rat bastard of a bird."
so
What are you,
that,
alligator or pterodactyl?
um, God, it's not finding your outlets. There we go, outlets.
You said outlets.
I said
He said
distractions.
distraction.
No,
I
you
think he was
said
looking.
outlets.
I think
I did.
maybe
I think
you
you're
just
high.
knew the word the whole time and you just didn't want to
No,
tell
he
him, Black.
said outlets. He
might
said,
have
"I gotta.
known.
It's not outlets. It's not distractions." And
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, "No, it's an outlet." That's what I'm thinking in my head.
Anyways, so as a kid, one thing that my grandma let me get into was martial arts, and I loved that. I got my black belt in Taekwondo, and then I went to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I got a blue belt, and then when I went into high school, I went into football and wrestling, to just those real aggressive, releasing
Sure.
sports. But I also had video games, and even video games in general, like, yeah, sure, I'll rage at Call of Duty or whatever, but still at the same time, I'll sit there and I'll be mad and I'll load into the next game because I have so much fun doing it. And I noticed there's a huge difference from whenever I'm playing by myself and whenever I'm playing with friends. Um, and then whenever uh, Black Hack started streaming, I was like, this is gonna be fun. And then I would get in there, and there there's two sides of it. There's the viewer who loves to support,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the streamer who likes to stream and provide content for people. I've got to experience both sides of that because thankfully the job I have pays me way too much money for what I do. So I get to have a lot of fun with that. And so there's those are my outlets now, and of course going to the gym, still doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Haven't done a whole lot of that because COVID is a thing right now.
Yeah.
But still video gaming, finding your niche is a good thing that will help. Finding an outlet, and if video games, and I've even had this conversation with my wife, video games is my escape. Like I'll go in and I'll start playing video games and I'll just lose track of time because I'm having such a fun time. And that I could go work a 10-hour shift out in the sun for 115 degrees and I just have a poop day. The gun breaks, everything goes wrong, nothing's working at work. I'll come home, I'll hop on, play some Call of Duty or some Monster Hunter, and within 30 minutes, I'm in a much better mood. And even last night, I had my first stream since like 8 days. I had taken like an 8-day break. And I got on, people came in, and I was scared to hit go live because I was like, well, what if nobody comes in here? Then I'm just going to be bummed out even more. And I got flooded with people coming in and just chatting. And I was like, man, this is great. I love streaming for this.
It's fun.
So
I actually get
finding an
annoyed
outlet.
with a bunch of people in my chat, you know? I'm like,
Bunch
get
of
out of here. I can't
buttheads.
focus on what I'm doing. It's been nice.
So,
There's been all these people lurking, so my numbers look good, right? But
mhm,
nobody's chatting,
mhm.
and it's awesome because I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
doing what I want. I'm playing video games. You get to watch me. I'll rage a little bit. You get to laugh at me. But no, I'm
Is
just
that
kidding.
why you like your console gaming more than your PC gaming?
Right now, I'm not even kidding. I've been playing console because my friends are go over there and they won't play with me on PC. I know, Black, you're on here, but let's rewind a few days. You didn't like playing with me either, okay? You were kind of mad at my skill level. And it wasn't good enough for you.
Been a different
It wasn't good
story
enough for
if you
you.
would have come out.
When
and
have I
said
ever? When have I
something.
ever memed you in that way?
It
When you're not
doesn't matter.
memeing,
You
like
may have had the intentions one day.
no.
It is in you.
Let's
You
not
know it is.
Let's not get sidetracked here. What I was trying to say is, yes, maybe Black, like me playing on console, I think my chat is aware that I'm much less likely to see the chat immediately, but I always read it, but I'm definitely not reading it as often. But Vibe, it sounds like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was in Vibes and I'm chatting with him and talking with him, and he's like sopping, slaying his dragon or these evil people and Outriders. He's reading every single one of them, which is great. I like doing that. It's just my competitive edge that fires me up,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I'm a just chatting streamer. That's it. That sometimes plays video games.
It's awesome though. I mean, for me, I hear you on that, because as much as said COVID and stuff like that, for me it has been an outlet. I talked to my friend the other day. He actually asked me to be his best man in his wedding this October. I was just a groomsman. I guess he was still deciding who he wanted to be. He asked me to be the best man, and I called him to he sent me something in the mail, so I call him. And we talked for like 50 minutes on the phone, and we both were, the beginning of that conversation, it's like, wait, when was the last time I saw you? When was the last time I talked to you? You know what I mean? Like, me, I'm a very like extroverted person. I build my energy off of other people, right? I don't think I would have gotten through COVID sanely without, honestly, Twitch. Like, video games have been great.
Yeah.
But a couple of my friends switched games. I've met so many more people. You guys, obviously, during this whole thing. I've met so many other people during COVID because of being on Twitch and streaming and talking with them. Whether I'm the one streaming, talking to chat, or I'm in Black's chat giving him a hard time, or somebody else, right? I wouldn't have met those people. So I hear you on just that being fun and that being enjoyable, because we kind of are locked up right now.
Yeah, that's a definite thing for me, and I love it.
My wife was telling me the other day, she was like, I'm so sick of like the whole lockdown and everything, and all this is closed, and I'm like, I didn't get affected a bit. Like,
yeah, we've touched this on a couple times now, right?
Yeah, we have, and it's true. Like, so I never realized how much it affects people, because I've always been an inside person.
I would have went mad. I would have went absolutely mad, and I'm still at that point. I'm still at that point now where I'm hanging on. Like, I've told my wife a couple times now. I want to go to the gym so bad, but I have a coming up on now 12 months. He's like 11 and a half months, or sorry, 12 and a half months, coming up on 13 months here. I don't want to bring that risk. And the gym, like people are working out, touching
Yeah.
everything. It's hard to prevent germs from being
Yeah.
spread at the gym. So it is, and you're closed in, right?
Wet.
It's tough. But I told her recently, I'm like, I didn't play my summer baseball league last year. I think I want to, if I get this vaccine, I'm going to want to play because I need to get some of that. But
Hmm.
I hear you, Black. I don't think if I didn't start this whole Twitch thing, if I didn't start doing this, I don't think I would be sane right now. I would probably be in a
Yep.
mental institution. I don't know if my wife and I would have been getting along because I would have had added aggression, and I'm already an aggressive person. Um, I've been asked on a number of occasions while playing video games how my wife puts up with me. So
Dude,
I'm
my
like, it's
wife.
because I'm making you listen to me, and I'm not doing it to her right now. If I go and do it to her, she
Facts.
probably wouldn't. So thank you
Yeah.
for helping
Yeah.
my marriage stay intact, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, my wife, like, she gets in these moods, and I know it's because she's cooped up. Like, she can't go out, she can't do these things, and dude, it gets bad sometimes. So, like, I feel for your wife because I'm in her shoes, bro.
Well, so Vibe, you said you're in the final third trim or your full term now. You're after the third trimester, which I never
Yeah.
really understand
Yeah.
any of that stuff, right? But
Me either.
yeah, it's 36 weeks. They say, hey, no longer going to be deemed premature, right? You've made it full term.
Yeah.
And now, anytime between now and 4 weeks is, the expected, but obviously sometimes first kids usually go late, right? What's your
Okay.
due date exactly?
The
April.
official due date is April 1st. We got
Okay.
a fool's baby.
Oh, yeah. So we'll
Uh,
see. We'll see what happens there if it lands on it or not.
oh yeah.
If you're a couple days
I'm I'm thinking
late, it
I'm
might be
thinking it's gonna be a couple days early.
okay.
I'm thinking it's gonna be March 27th. I don't know why. That was just my guess.
That's your hunch. You
Hmm.
could have an Easter baby or a Good Friday baby too, right?
I could. Yeah. I still could.
The
My daughter was an hour into October 1st, and I was praying because I wanted an October baby so bad. Like, I was sitting here, I was like, Miranda, just like, if you can just like do something.
you were
just a
saying
little
that
longer.
as she's sitting there screaming. You were saying that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
want a Rocktober baby so bad, please.
Oh my God.
Please. And we did. We ended up having a Rocktober. So it was pretty cool.
There you go.
I
Vibe,
know.
how's the pregnancy
Dude,
been going for her?
Nice guy just got
Uh,
banned. And
what? Uh-oh.
Wait, what happened?
I think nice guy's about to get timed out. In the
Yeah.
chat.
Oh, he's saying stop pushing. No, he didn't get timed out. It was
Oh.
because he did all caps.
I
He
gotcha.
was saying
Yeah.
stop pushing. He's saying he's imitating you
Oh,
sitting in the
yeah,
labor
yeah.
room. Hey, just you're like slowing down the counts in between. You're like, oh yeah, we're not gonna push yet.
It
One,
was October
two.
1st, man.
Yeah.
1:15 a.m., man. It was
That's awesome. But the pregnancy's been pretty good. The first trimester was pretty rough for her. She was pretty sick during the whole first trimester. If I remember right, she lost about 14 pounds, which sucked. But
Yeah, it's just tough to eat
since then we've
anything,
been,
nausea and
yeah,
everything, right?
yeah. Since then it's been pretty good. We did have to go to the hospital a couple of nights ago because
Mm.
she wasn't sure if they were actual contractions or not. She just had real
Braxton
bad
Hicks.
tightness.
Braxton Hicks.
Yeah, and she kind of had a little bit of high blood pressure, but it's been all right. We got checked out. She was all right, and we're just chilling now. So,
Waiting for that
um,
moment.
oh yeah, I'm waiting to hear, babe. I'm like, oh, bye guys.
So, not to spin off that real quick, but just in order to stay up with chat, Hoy. He said he's back, and did he miss what you do for a living? I think you briefly touched on what you do for a living. Is there any
Yeah.
more detail you can give anybody? What you mean by
Um,
testing weapons?
Basically anything that you can think of, from a pistol all the way up to the really big artillery guns that they added in
my.
Battlefield.
Oh my.
I get to test those.
Oh
And
my.
there's some things that I get to test that are from
No wonder you
Halo.
don't.
The
No,
dream job.
no wonder why you play like a game where you just hit a dinosaur with an axe, because you
Tired
don't
of
need to
shooting
shoot the
guns.
weapons animore. You know, you've done it in real life.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't. I don't need
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty's, man.
Yeah.
It's like, this sounds so stupid. You should hear it in real life.
I am a private contractor now. I work for a contracting company. Nice guy.
Nice.
But
No, that sounds awesome. Scary and awesome at the same time, right? Scary that
That is
those
awesome.
scary that those things exist is what I mean by scary, right? Like, I have no problem with that, but like, Black, come on, man, you have to admit.
Hey, war's war.
No,
We didn't
I'm not
start.
saying that, but if you get into a certain boat where, you know, the wrong people have the wrong things, it is a scary thing.
yeah.
I'm not
Mhm.
anti anything, Black. Don't put it like that. When I go home to my parents' house, I get a shoot in our backyard, you know, and you know, obviously not this big shit, but it's just it is scary to think that, you know, you can have those things out there, but it's cool to test them out for sure. He's working for Tony
Oh, yeah.
Stark and Stark Industries, you know.
Yeah, you know, I'm just secretly working for the Avengers is all.
He wanted to know.
but-
It's all the mask.
Hoy wanted to know if it's for the military. I think you did say it was, right?
Yeah,
And
it is for the military.
Do you have a good job story?
Let's see.
Wait, are you allowed to talk about a job?
Yeah, is it classified?
Yeah, no, well, I won't tell you any of the classified stuff.
Sure.
But well, actually, I can tell you something because it just got declassified.
Oh,
They're
fresh
they're
off the
coming-
press.
Yeah. Well, it was a couple months back, but so you know, in the movie Transformers, I think it's the second one. They have that rail gun that's on the destroyer ship
Mm-hmm.
where it shoots a projectile with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real thing.
Oh my God. Now that is
That's a real
dope.
thing.
if you don't think that's
Dope.
scary. Now hold on. When you say a real thing, are we talking like, you know, obviously you're not shooting at
Yeah, you're not
objects,
shooting
but like people. But are things disintegrating when they get hit by it?
So there was a wooden structure made out of 2x4s and plywood and whatnot. It was a little 2-story building that they built out in the range or whatever. And we shot at it, and the entire top half of the second story disappeared.
Oh my
Like, you
God.
couldn't even see it. So they always set up cameras for like high speed and stuff, so they can break it down, see what the projectile does. So it's not even a real bullet. It looks like a bullet, but it's just a steel cylinder, really, that has a point. Because with the railgun, they're using kinetic energy, not explosive energy. So it hit the the top wall of this building, and it just disappeared. Like,
Yeah.
they did a frame by frame. You see it almost touch the wall, and then they went to the next frame, and the whole top half of the building was gone.
God damn.
So it was moving very quickly.
Hoy said Google railgun.
Already am.
I
Oh
like.
my God.
All right, let me do it.
It's exactly how he describes it. What the
Yep. And probably the picture you're looking at is the exact one I've got to stand on, or very similar.
Yeah. Holy.
There's an actual diagram of it with the point and the thing and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Hoy, you were 100% correct. They spent $500 million on it. Oh, thank you for that DVD player.
That is wild. It's funny to hear
see
you
the
guys
diagram?
thanking DVD player like. It's like, why are you guys over here thanking it? And that's like you
Dude,
saying, "Thank you, computer. Thank you,
I have
TV."
a DVD player animation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That like goes and changes color, and you try to get it
Yeah.
to catch the corner of the screen.
Yep. You just sit there for hours watching that thing.
Yeah. I have an animation because I made one in After Effects.
You might have stood on the only one in the U.S., he said.
Yep.
Half
It
a
was
million.
pretty dope. And
That's
he
crazy.
shot it very far away. It was a very long shot. It was cool.
Yeah. No, that's wild.
I'm looking at the breakdown for this build. This is wild.
Yeah, it is the future of weapons. They're trying
You
to
could
make
make-
it in a handheld version.
I mean, I
That's what
see
I'm
one that
saying. You
says
can
the
make-
most powerful DIY railgun in
No, like
Google
it's
Images.
literally all magnetics.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's just
And it was
negative
really
and
cool
positive
because
energy.
it was a really easy job for me because all I had to do was take the steel bullet off the back of the truck and put it down into the chamber. That's all I had to do.
And hope it didn't go off too soon while your hands were
Well,
still
no,
on it.
like
I don't think there's
well,
anything in it, is there?
no,
Yeah.
it's all shot by magnetic.
No,
bullets.
I'm saying the actual weapon doesn't go off while you're putting the bullet in is what I was saying.
Oh
Not...
no, yeah, it wouldn't. They have two
there's-
safety catches for it. So
I'm
or
looking
three.
at a breakdown for just like a simple build of a railgun. It looks like it has to charge for a good while.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it went on, like,
Well, they got to
there's
speed that
just no
up. How are you
shot.
going to be able to use it fast enough?
Because it only takes one hit.
But yeah, but if
Yeah.
that thing gets blown up before you get the one hit off, you
Yeah,
know?
you better have better snipers.
Yeah.
How much do I have to pay to work there? Nothing.
Wait, is
I have
SpaceX
How much
years
you have to
of
pay to
work
work
there.
there? He wants to know how
Is
much you have to
SpaceX
pay.
the real thing? I just seen something about
Yes.
SpaceX while you.
Yes,
Oh,
SpaceX is a real thing. It's down in Texas.
He said, imagine if you had a metal plate in your head standing next to it.
That would have been funny.
Wow, it goes up.
Well, so the way we do all of our testing is once we load up a weapon, say it's an artillery piece or even some of the experimental rounds for the machine guns we have, we'll actually hook up a lanyard to the trigger system and we'll be 50 to 60 meters away from the weapon when it goes off in a giant steel box
Right.
that we stand in. So
Cool. So take that that steel box and any nerves you have in there, and what times that by 1,000,000 for what you're gonna fill in that labor room, right?
yeah.
Dude.
But you're right next to the weapon in that labor room, okay?
Yeah, right next to the weapon.
I don't know. Like,
What?
I just thought about my two experiences with childbirth, and
Yeah.
it was. Second one was fucked up.
So
It's
mine
fucked
was
up.
my was wild, right? My wife was hoping to go to a birthing center. And if you're familiar with what a birthing center is, it's basically
Yeah.
there are it's not in a hospital, it's not doctors. It's basically a mix between a hospital birth and a home birth, right? Where you give birth at home. Instead, you're at a facility where they're watching you, but you're with nurses and midwives who deliver the baby, but they allow you at that location to birth however you want. It doesn't have to be like on your back hooked up to IV and everything like that, right? You don't have
Water
the
birth, all that.
What's that?
It could be like a water birth.
The only thing is you can't do
Yeah.
like you can't be in the tub, right? They won't let you do a water birth. But if you wanted to be like taking a shower in the tub up until the point that like you're pushing, right? Like if you wanted to relax through contractions that way, you could. So my wife wanted to do that. Unfortunately, she was diagnosed with gestational diabetes with my son. Her grandmother has diabetes. Like it kind of runs in the family. So she was diagnosed with gestational diabetes, which then rated her as a high risk birth, which meant she couldn't give birth at that birthing center because we just might need, more medical attention, right? And doctors
Yeah.
and all the equipment that the hospital has. So when we moved over there, I was kind of bummed because of the process. Like we were so far along when they kicked us out of the birth. And I felt like it was being kicked out. I didn't feel like it was like, hey, you're just not, we won't be able to give you what you need. It was like, hey, we liability wise, we can't have you here is really what it felt like. But anyway, we showed up at the hospital or when we were doing the hospital birth, I told my wife, I'm like, hey, you're going to be basically strapped to the bed, right? Like you're in the hospital. It's not what you wanted. Like, I was at the gym when she started going into labor at home. I was just telling them the other day, like, she was cooking a quesadilla and she texts me and says, or calls me and says, hey, you should probably come home. I just got to the gym. You should probably come home. I think I'm going to labor and we're probably going to want to go to the hospital. Now that night we were scheduled to go to the hospital anyway for an induction because we were at the end of her pregnancy, but she felt like she was going into labor then. I get home, she's now, laboring all over the house. Like she's trying to take a shower, trying to relax, all this kind of stuff. We get in the truck and we're driving like 45 minutes and I felt like she was going to punch a hole in the ceiling of my truck every time a contraction came. It was like, and I get it. Like you can see the pain, you can see the pain. So you can imagine how bad it hurts, but you can't really like fathom it.
Yeah.
And so she was 5 centimeters dilated by the time we checked in at the hospital.
Wow. Yeah.
And anybody who knows, it's 10 centimeters is the number that they're like, okay, you're pushing. And like, she was 5.
Yep. Yeah.
And she didn't on her way. She didn't want an epidural. Like she didn't want any of that when we were at the birthing center, but now she was hitting this pain and like, there's nothing I can do for her to help. I'm trying. And she's like, she took an epidural at 8 centimeters. Yeah, like she's like 2 centimeters. Like it's like, okay, they got it in. She's 8 centimeters. And next thing you know, it's like she was pushing. We were
8 centimeters is the last.
By the time we checked,
that's the cutoff.
By the time we checked into the hospital and got a bed and everything like that, she was in labor for 3 hours and 40 minutes before my son was delivered.
Holy crap!
It was
both
fast.
Both of my kids were less than an hour.
It was fast, and that's the epidural might have slowed it down if she got it sooner, right?
Yeah.
But she got it so late, it was like this kid's. And you know what? Anybody who knows, watches my stream or when I'm playing, he's still moving. He's always on the go. Yeah. This kid, he was ready to get going. He doesn't sleep.
He's crawling out.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that like you thought she was gonna punch a hole in your truck. My wife with my son broke the old shit handle in my GMC.
Oh, holding on it. Yeah.
She broke it down. And I was like, nah.
You're like, drive faster. You're like, drive faster.
Like, we're only 30 minutes from the place. You know what I mean? But, like, I get a call from my mom, and she's like, hey, you should probably come home. I'm pretty sure Miranda's in labor. And I'm like, what? I live 10 minutes, so I was at home in no time. And then I put on the flashers. We're on our way to, Greenville, down below us. And before you know it, we're there. We get in there with her OBGYN or whatever it is. And then, she's like, yep. Go over to the hospital. So we drive over to the hospital real fast. And it was like, by the time she had the epidural in and she hit 10 centimeters, it was 45 minutes after that. But it was like 3 hours from the time my mom called me to her giving birth.
Yeah.
Or it might have been longer, it might have been shorter, but it was wild, dude.
Yeah.
And then with my daughter, oh my God, dude. We're sitting at my buddy's house. I took the day off work because we had a feeling, that today was the day. And dude, she goes, I gotta use the bathroom. She gets up and then I lean over and I'm on the couch like this and I'm like, and I'm just like feeling my elbow. And then I look at the bathroom and Miranda comes out and she's like, I think my water broke. And I'm like, you think? Like, she thought she peed herself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not pee.
Yeah.
And then, dude, oh my God. It was 45 minutes to the hospital from where we were at then. And I have never drove my little Dodge Dart so fast. Because I was scared shitless that she was going to have this thing in my car, dude.
Yeah.
And, oh, my God. I was so scared. And then we get to the hospital, and they're like, not 3 centimeters, but she's ready.
Right.
I'm like, oh, my God.
Lazy Boy said he was playing Warcraft, and they said, okay, your son's coming. our guest from last week.
Great. That
So
is awesome.
you got a lot to look forward to in the next few weeks. We're gonna be watching. Be sure to let us know. Hit up the Dad Club Gaming channel. I have
for sure.
If you've seen it, I have a chat specifically in there. It's pretty much just me posting in there updates. But I know Hoy, his daughter, it was born a couple months behind mine. He's posted a few pictures there. Like when he's on daddy duty, he dresses her however he wants.
Yes, I can't wait for
all the Steelers attire.
Because I'm 90% sure that we're having a girl.
Yeah, you guys don't know yet, right? You're keeping a secret.
We don't know. Yeah, we're gonna wait.
So much easier. Everyone says boys are easier. Fuck no, they're lying to you.
You haven't hit that teenage year where she says, "Dad, I hate you" yet, right?
She already does. What are you talking about?
All right, then.
And then I get this from my son. Stupid dad. And I'm like, teaches their own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see, right? I've noticed a lot of my friends have had girls, at least the first one.
Yeah.
And these are guys that I would not have imagined. They softened up quite a bit, right? Like that's what I imagined. That's the only way I can put it is.
Oh yeah.
The amount of heart that they're willing to show now that I don't think they did in the past is. It's done a lot of good for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm excited either way.
You were in the chat the other day when I guess it was yesterday, right? You were in the chat when Sergeant Sirius was saying to make sure you're in the delivery room, make sure you're watching. Were you in there or was it somebody else? I thought it was you.
Oh no, yeah. And you're like,
I was like, keep me out of it. Keep me out of it. Yeah. So he was giving me a hard time because I stayed up.
Beautiful experience, man. I want to experience it. I want to see it. And I know for some guys out there, they're like, no.
I mean, I was in the room. I cut the umbilical cord. There was no way I was going south of the border. No way.
That's understandable. I get it. I'm a very curious individual, and I want to see it.
Sure.
So.
I mean, here's the thing, and the other day I was talking about it. My sister-in-law actually was in the room to kind of support her. She's already had 2 kids, and it was hilarious because I'm like up at the head, my wife's head, like talking to her and helping her through and counting and everything, and you got her sister and the nurse like holding legs and watching, and like her sister like at the end of a push would just come up and look at us and basically be like, oh my god, and it was like mid-birth she's like crying, her sister's like crying like this is so magical, like it was like crazy. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're here to do that because I would not be crying. I'd probably be passing out. Like I would just be like,
birth, everything. I watched it all, everything from the shit in the bag all the way to that big.
Oh god, dude, let's not talk about it.
It happened. I watched it all, dude. It was very magical, dude. I'm not even kidding you. It's like life changing.
So the whole thing with like her sister would say like, oh my god, his head was crowning, right? And like she could see it, and then it would go back, and like it was just like this rocking. You learn about a lot of that. So the younger crowd out there, you have some time. The older crowd, like you learn about a lot of that going into it. Nice guy said, make sure you have a to-go bag ready to go. Hoy wants to know if all of our wives watch the streams. I'll answer first. Hell no. My wife wants nothing to do with anybody she knows. She's down to watch like all reality TV. It's funny because she'll watch the stupidest, all of it. 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, all of it, right?
Yeah.
She will not watch people she knows in this setting. So I've tried to show her myself before, and she's like cringing, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yep.
My wife likes these streams, so like, she doesn't watch, but she likes hearing what I have to say.
Sure.
And then later on throughout the night, she'll be like,
critiques you.
So I do that, do I? I'm like,
she didn't enjoy the whole pickle conversation last week, then.
Dude. Okay, so. We actually had a real conversation, and I made her watch part of Lazy Boy's thing. We were talking about it, and it was like, Miranda's like, okay, let's start up Miranda's Minute again. So we're getting our stuff back together and we're gonna do it. I already got all the mics set up,
Lazy
everything.
boy.
Here, I'll show you your people, but not mine. We already got everything all set up. We got the 2 mics hooked up again. We got my other mic there, and then we got that. Where is it at? Oh, it's right there. Duh. Yeah, we already got everything all set up. We got a whole new backdrop for it. You know, we got this down here.
Yeah. No, that looks awesome.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's dude, she's getting a little pumped. And like the house is getting back into order, so her mood's going up because that's how I can always tell my
Sure.
wife's getting in a better mood because everything around her
I
is
mean, I
getting
saw those
better.
lunches packed.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
good.
those.
That
Potatoes.
helps. That helps. Dude, just stop with the potatoes. Who's doing that?
Hoy had a lot of comments around the fact that he was all up in there, saw it all. Respect changed for his wife that day.
Dude, it's wild. It does.
He said he
Jamming
was
the leg
bawling
over
when
the
she
head.
came out, jamming that leg over the head, right?
Yeah.
Lazy Boy said, make sure you bring a Marvel movie to watch with your kid the first night. Got to teach him early.
Course.
Yeah, he's
Of
got the
course.
shirt. He's got all of it behind him.
Both
in
of my
the
kids
fan
listen to
cave.
5-Finger Death Punch on the way home.
Of course.
My God.
Duh. I'm not even kidding you. My Nemesis was my daughter's first ever song. This is the first
Yes.
thing she heard outside of the hospital.
Yes.
Fucking My Nemesis, dude.
Damn.
It was
Man.
bad company for my boy.
And you know they
So-
don't remember any of it. Only you do.
Hey,
Yeah.
my daughter still gets down to 5-Finger Death Punch to this day.
Well, that's fine,
Hey,
but it's
My son don't want nothing to do with it. He's more of a country and soft pop. He loves it. But my son doesn't like loud noises. My daughter, on the other hand, she'll crank it and run through the house.
Wait, so Lazy Boy said that's the shirt he was wearing last week. Did he give it to you to wear this week? Is our guest just gonna wear the same shirt every week? Is that what
Oh
he?
my god, they
No,
his boy.
really?
No way.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
everybody out there, if you're a guest, we send you that Marvel T-shirt for you to wear on
This
stream.
exact
It's a
one,
free
yeah.
T-shirt just for being on. So please go over to Dad Club Gaming and sign up. I'm just kidding. They bought that shirt themselves.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You get nothing for being on this. We get all of the experience and all the people do. You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's
But I
Yeah.
will make that a more formal. Hey, if anybody, we have 12 viewers out there right now, at least on my channel. If you have not already signed up, feel free to do ! sign up in the chat. It'll pull up the disc. It'll join you to the Discord right into the sign up. You just go ahead and say that you want to be on it. If you have a timeline, we've actually skipped over Fishboy Phil. He's looking at the end of March, so we'll sub him back in when we get there and he's on break. You don't have to be a dad. You don't have to be an expecting dad. You don't have to be a dad at all, like a guy at all. You can be a girl. We'd love to cross that border at some point because we haven't yet. So that'll be interesting perspective. So, and Dustin's
I need
great.
to get Sure Shot in
spamming
here,
it.
dude. I need to get Sure
So-
Shot.
I gotta
Sure
get you.
Shot.
answer.
Click that link.
I gotta get
Click
you.
that link, Sure
I gotta
Shot.
get you a link to post in yours.
I already
like
got one.
Do you have a command already in yours too?
No, Dustin just pulls it over.
Okay. Well, we can
Yeah.
do that though, right? We can hook you up with a command for it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sure
the
Shot.
to answer that question about the
Awesome
whole
page.
wives if they watch or whatnot, my wife despises it. She really does. And I think it's
I'm
because we didn't have a schedule like we do now, and like even I try to do it where it's every other day, and then of course whenever I'm working overtime and a whole lot of hours, that changes my schedule anyways. And it's just so I have time to go hang out with her, spend time with her, be with her. And of course, once baby gets here, that's gonna go right out the window again, and I'm gonna have to set up a whole new schedule again.
Sure.
But yeah, she does not like video games or anything like. I take that back. She likes Call of Duty and she likes Monster Hunter. I have got her to play Monster Hunter. She hasn't played it in a while because it's just like me. I've started to hit that point where it's whatever. It's the same old, same old. And that's why I was really excited for Outriders. But we had got her up to the boss before Fatalis, which is the one he always jokes around, that Caesar always jokes around with me shooting.
Wait,
With
you're fighting the
cannonballs.
same one every single time? God damn, I didn't know that. I thought it was a different one. Now that's
No,
just
no, no,
me.
no. You can always fight whatever monsters are in the Monster
Yeah, and
Hunter
you just
universe.
keep going back to the same one. You know, I've had a
Well,
bad day.
yeah,
I'm killing you again. You know, time for
he's
you to
got
get my
the best gear.
aggression.
He's got the best gear.
Uh,
But for the most part, she does not like video games. She would enjoy just sitting on the couch watching whatever we're watching.
sure.
Um, Not gonna lie, we watch a lot of This Is Us, and I love that show. I'm a big old baby when it comes to that show. It is way too much on the emotional heartstrings, but nobody heard
Hey,
that.
Can we have a real time? Do you watch Psych?
No, we do not. I'm sorry.
I was
Okay, bye.
Black. I was looking up the Psych phone covers. No lie, the other day, trying to find one that I like because we've talked about it. Which one's the
Baby,
This
come
Is?
back.
Which one's the yeah? Baby, come back to me. Which one's the This Is Us? Is that the one with Paul Rudd or no? No.
No.
Okay.
This Is Us. I don't know any of the actors' names, but it's telling like the before and what's happening now, and then in the future. Like it does a lot of jumping around. But it's these twins. So it's this husband and wife that end up having. They were gonna have triplets, but their third child passed away during birth, and there was a baby that was just dropped off at the hospital. And so
Okay.
they go ahead and adopt the baby while they're there, and so they all get raised. And they were born. The baby was born at the same time, anyways. It was just left at the hospital. So it was like it's meant to be. So they're all three of them grow up together, and it shows their lives, and then it jumps back to the parents. And anyways, it's way too much of an emotional show, but it is definitely a guilty pleasure of mine to watch with my wife.
Oh, it's getting you ready. You're gonna have to do a lot more of those emotional things with a daughter. Oh, you said daughter. You think right? We
Yeah,
don't know yet,
that's
but
my bet.
I think that just solidified it. I think it's a daughter too. So there you go. See what happens. I was 100%. You know, I was gonna be happy with healthy, obviously,
Yep, happy with healthy.
but I felt like I'm a creature of liking to have some control over things and not full chaos, even though I do like
Yeah,
some chaos. And I felt like raising a kid was going to be chaotic enough. Let's stick to the parts that I know. My wife was already
okay.
going to be a great mother, right?
Mhm.
So let
Yeah,
me stick to the parts that I know. That's kind of what I went with. Now, if we were lucky enough to have a second, then I'm obviously I am a I think very cost effectively, and I'm like, oh well, if it's a boy, we don't necessarily need to split bedrooms, and they can live together. If it's a girl, then eventually at some point you have to have a house that they can be in different rooms, and you can't have
yeah,
that. And
yeah.
then I'm
Yeah.
like, what happens if he starts hitting on her friends? Like, oh my god, now we have a
It's gonna be
problem.
perfect.
It's terrible. Yeah.
Yes,
See,
they're gonna
my
hate
kids,
each other.
dude. Okay, so we went to enroll our kids into pre-K now that all the pre-Ks have opened back up around us.
Mm-hmm.
Due to COVID, my daughter will almost be in the same class as my son. They're gonna go to pre-K together, and then when they start school, Mason's given the option to start early because
Okay.
of his birthday, so they could be in the same grade. I'm like, yes.
That's not bad, right?
No, that's perfect. They graduate at the same time. They leave the house at the same time.
He's
Get
like,
fuck
get him
out.
out of here. He's like, get
Get
him.
out.
Yeah, vibe. Welcome your child into this world. Now get him out.
Get out. Get
Oh
out.
god.
Okay, timer started. 18 years. You're out. Go.
Dude, I seriously got off the phone with them not even 3 days ago, and they were like, they can start kindergarten at the same time because of the way their birthdays fall.
Sure.
And I was
Wow.
like, yes.
Oh man.
I almost had fucking twins, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's the nice way to work out.
Yeah. So, Vibe, you shared your the nursery at one point. It was pretty cool looking. Have you had to
Hmm.
do anything else, or you're past the nesting phase now, and you're like basically ready, and you're just counting down the moments?
Um, so we got everything we needed to get. Um, we have a crib, we have a dresser, we have a little toy whatever cabinet with books and so on and so forth. So really, it's not like we don't need anything. And we were very fortunate whenever we did our baby shower. We did a little drive-by baby shower a couple weeks ago. We did a live stream of it on Facebook, which was
Oh,
a
You
lot of
said
nice.
fun.
that you said it went really well, right?
Yeah, it went really well.
Very good.
We had a whole lot of support from all over the country, from my family, her family,
Awesome.
Wow.
and we have, I think we have 14 boxes of diapers ranging from newborn all the way to 3. So
My kids never fit in newborn diapers.
mine probably won't. I never
Mine were
did as
all
a kid,
huge
so
babies, bro.
Well,
I'm
don't open
I'm
them, right? Don't unbox them. You can
yeah,
return them.
no. We can return it to Target,
There you
thankfully.
go.
So but yeah, it's nursery's done. Well, okay, it's not done. There's one thing that I have to do that I'm gonna do tomorrow, and that's install the ceiling fan because that's the only room that doesn't have a fan in it. But
Does it
that'll
already
take a
have a spot for it, or like you just
yeah,
have you have the
yeah,
lights
it,
already there, right?
yeah. We had it wired and everything for it, because when we had our house built, we were very fortunate for that, and they're like, "Do you just want to wire everything for double light switches?" We're like, "Yes, please," because it doesn't cost extra.
Yeah.
And then, but they were gonna charge us like an extra. So the ceiling fans that we went and got, which is the same one that I have in here, um, we got them all the same, except obviously in the living room we got a bigger one,
Sure.
and they wanted like an extra $500 on top of the price of the fan. I was like, "You're high. Just put the regular generic lights in there. I will go out and buy them and install them myself."
Sure.
But yeah,
Sounds like
ceiling
something Caesar
fan,
did do.
and then install the car seat base because we have the little car seat carrier thing that just snaps into
Yep.
the base. And so we bought
Oh,
two bases,
them are
one for
so
my truck
nice.
and one for her car.
Yeah, that's
They
what
were
we have.
nice.
And yeah.
We have one
I didn't
base
know
for
car
each.
seats had an expiration date until my wife just told me.
Mm-hmm.
Like this wasn't even like yesterday. She went, "Oh, hey, since we're in Springfield, we have to pick up a car seat because Mason's is about to expire." I went,
What?
"What?" So
Yeah.
it's
Random
like,
things that you'll learn about becoming a parent. Anybody out there?
I had no idea. She showed
You'll
me as soon as we took the car seat out. I was like,
expires blah blah
"It's not
blah
a
blah blah.
can of fucking soup."
I haven't paid attention to that, but we'll see. I'll have to look.
They do have expiration dates, Maze. It blew my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, that's definitely crazy. Like, I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
we
I'm not hoping you're lying. I'm just hoping mine's
No,
like
you could
an
get a
MRE. You
ticket
know what I
for
mean?
it. Like
yeah.
cops have the
I-
ability to check for it.
No,
and
I
I'm like,
understand. I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm hoping mine's like the MRE variety.
No,
You know?
it lasts for a couple years.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
talking
for
Yeah,
MRE lifetime. You know?
yeah, he's like until
no.
they move to the next car seat.
Correct.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's about 5 years, isn't it?
No, I
Normally
want to be able to
It's
reuse.
3 years.
I want to be able to
3.
reuse when I end up having another one. You know?
No.
Well,
I mean,
we'll just
yeah, but you're rolling dice.
we'll see what's up.
Yeah.
I'll
The
take a
reason
look.
for the expiration is the plastic and due
Well, they
to
just
people
you know
really
they
leaving them in their car. And
yeah
getting
they're
brittle.
certified, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
DVD player just said that they usually last 5 years.
Okay.
The one we
Yeah.
had only had a 3-year
DVD
expiration.
player is coming in, way better than cassette tape right now. Really helping us out,
He's past his generation.
The Walkman,
He says, "Fuck the Super 8."
yeah. But nice guy. Yes, we have gotten a whole bunch, and we have friends and family that have all sent us. We have 5 different bottle types to choose because anybody that doesn't know,
Yeah.
whenever obviously the wife has to sleep and I have to feed the kid whenever she's asleep, I have to bottle feed, which she's gonna try and pump. But there's multiple types of bottles out there that can help prevent the baby getting too much air into its stomach. So
Yeah.
that's lovely.
Hey,
I didn't even know that was a
I,
thing. I was like,
she's
this is a baby bottle. Like, I just have to use this one,
it's
right?
she
And
got it
she,
so rough because I never had to do any of that. My kids lived on the boob until they come off of it.
No, so
I never had to do any of that.
my son never
latch.
never successfully moved to a bottle.
Yeah, some don't.
So
Oh,
Some don't.
he's only we've tried, he just wouldn't drink out of the bottle. I've tried multiple times. I didn't try as hard as I probably should have, like, because once again I don't have the patience, and I use it is an excuse, right? It's not that I want to use it. It's just like I should manage it and I should be able to get through that. So like anybody out there, prepare for it, like do the best, because I didn't think of it anyway other than like my wife has the patience and it's not working for her. So how's
yeah.
it going to work for me? And I'm just going to explode, right? Talking
Mhm.
back to that anger. And it really, it came down to like my son smells my wife. He knows what he gets when he's with my wife, right? It's
Yeah.
a boob, right? So she really needed me to take more of an initiative and do more on my part of just like taking him and trying to do the bottle. That being said, he wasn't great on the boob at the very beginning either. It was definitely an
Yeah.
effort to get it there. There was, a lot of people. It's very hard because it can be the mother's, you know,
No, very true.
what
Yep.
I'm trying to think. Is biology the right word? Like what is the
I
word I'm
mean,
looking for there? It's just basically the body,
Anatomy.
right? Like anatomy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
word. Thank you.
Anat-
It could
yeah.
be the
Her
mother's
anatomy.
anatomy, right? Like they talk about it all. Like when you go through birthing classes, you talk about like inverted nipples and those kind of things. It's like crazy. You never really think about those things when you look at another human being
Yeah.
or yourself or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
yeah,
But then you start
Yeah.
learning about all these different things that really make a lot of sense. And
Mhm.
all the lactation consultants and everybody were telling my wife, no, everything's, you should have no problems. It's just a matter of him getting there and getting to that point. And so
yeah, that's so true. My daughter, we never had an issue. My son took a week and a half for him to successfully latch and nurse,
and
and
it was painful for my
trying
wife.
on
Yeah.
my wife.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
painful.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, she
Yep.
was so like Sophia was so easy, and
Yeah.
Mason is just like rejecting me, and then at that point, she feels a
She
little
feels
less
guilty.
worthy.
Yeah,
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 and it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Miranda, it's in the lactation nurse is like it's fine.
Yep.
Sometimes kids take time, but like I can
Yeah.
understand like that's got to be so hard on her to
Oh,
like
it's got to
feel that.
be
Oh,
extremely.
I
And the
can't
thing is,
even.
we can't relate, right? We
No, I
can't get to
can't. That's
that
what I'm
point.
saying. I can't
Yeah.
even come
The
Yeah.
close to relating.
the amount of hormones that
Nowhere
go
near.
through during that process and everything, like we just
Yeah.
can't. We can't relate.
No, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard.
Can we hint back on patience for a second?
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
so my daughter, when it come to potty training, we got lucky. When my daughter wanted to potty train, she was with my mother. It just happened.
Hmm.
Like that's when she was ready. She was at her grandma's house and she used the bathroom for the first time. So my mom hit it hard. And then 1 week later, my daughter's potty trained and we did nothing. She just come home and she was potty trained. We got lucky. My son, on the other hand, I sat in the bathroom with him the other day while my wife was away doing her thing because she wanted a day. And it was right before I was streaming. I'm in the bathroom with my son. 45 minutes, he's screaming and kicking on the toilet and wants nothing to do with it. But he's done it before by himself, just out of curiosity, I think. Of
Mhm.
watching his sister or something, whatever. And, but now I'm trying to get him on the schedule. I'm trying to get him potty trained, and my wife does not have the patience I have. And I'm like, Miranda, I sat in there for 45 minutes. That's something that might have to happen to you. And if you can't do
Yeah.
it, it's fine. Let me know. I'll sit in there with him. The stream knows I have kids. They'll know if I step away, I'm fine. So, like,
Yeah.
45 minutes turned into a half an hour, then it turned into 20 minutes, and now he's using the potty whenever he wants. But every once in a while, we get that time, and anytime I'm not streaming, I make my wife sit in there with me so that he knows that he has to respect her just as much as he does me. Because there's a huge respect boundary between
Sure.
my son and me versus my son and my wife.
Sure.
He knows he can get away with murder with mom, but it's not with me.
Nice guy said nice guy said with boys a couple Cheerios works wonders.
So, no, it's true. It's true because it gives them something to aim at.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Daddy Daycare with Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
I just think of like I'm getting ready for that nightmare. I just think of the kid who's like he comes out of the bathroom and he just looks at Eddie Murphy and he's like, I missed. You missed? What do you mean you missed? I missed. And he goes in and his face is just like horror everywhere. Yeah.
It's on the ceiling.
Sure shot in the chat says it's a boy. Just open the back door and tell him to go outside. It's way easier. But my son's always been peeing outside since he could walk.
Oh, you said he likes country music.
So. Oh, yeah,
that makes sense. True. Yeah.
I mean, he don't care. He'll be staring at the neighbors. Got his pants on the ground. Just.
Yeah, I got some time for that. But my son's going. He poops once or twice a day, and I mean today it was twice, and it's a lot. You know, it's like, and what's funny is he's underweight. Like we just had him for his 1 year, and we have to go back in a month and a half just because we need to like really pound it hard on the food to see if he can gain a little weight. But it's he's like 67th percentile on height. So he's tall and skinny. I keep telling my wife, I'm like, you're feeding him, we're feeding him. I'm not worried about it because all the reasons they're worried is like brain development, all these kind of things. I'm like, no, like I've seen what this kid's doing. He's
fine.
He is just me, right?
Yeah.
When I was younger, I am going. So my metabolism was like so high up that you just can't put on the weight. So I'm like, okay, we'll do what we can. But I'm worried about what he's going to do to my toilet once he gets, out of the diapers and on the party because it's bad.
So DVD just brought up a good thing. He's like, when we're on the road, we just let our son just let it fly. Or I'm assuming that's what he meant. But we actually
out the window. God damn DVD.
So
appreciate those cars behind you.
But with the daughter, we have a little travel potty that sets in the bed of the truck, and I have a tunnel cover and a camper shell and all that. So like when we're on like a big trip, we put the camper shell on. When we're just normal trip, we just do the tunnel cover. But my tunnel cover has foldable sides, so my daughter can have almost total privacy. And like she'll just go in there, sit down, use the bathroom, and then we just dump it. Or we have bags, like little doggy bags, and she ends up doing a number 2. And then, I always carry water bottles with me everywhere we go because like that's just a work thing.
Damn, we fast forwarded some years. Vibe's kid is ready to go to college already.
I know.
We're in a pie tray. Black, that's just you and me. You're already there, and I'm like thinking the horde is coming down the road.
It's not that bad, man. It's not.
Yeah.
And like we said in the last podcast, my wife's talking about having another one, and like she wants to have 2 if we do, and that's. And I told her not right now because I just had a bad seizure. Not even what was it, 5 days ago?
Yeah.
It was a really bad one. It was actually so bad that we postponed the move because they're talking about another surgery. So, that put a hole on that. She got back on her birth control. It scared her a little bit, and and I think that hurt her mood a little bit because like now I'm feeling like I can't give her what she wants, but like that's another pipe.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fucked up. But in the grand scheme of things, I would love to have 2 more kids when I'm healthy.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. You want to be able to focus on them and not have to worry about
we have
you
a lot
going
on. I mean, my schedule right now is so far fudged. My day starts at 5:30 and ends at 10 p.m. most nights, sometimes midnight.
Sure.
And and my family time is only 5 hours of that.
Yeah.
You throw in 2 more kids or 1 more kid into that mix, because triplets run in our family, twins run in our families.
Whew.
And and that was something we talked about last one.
Yeah, we did.
That's scary to talk about, but they do. They run
Mhm.
in both of our families, and they skipped our parents' generations. So
Yep.
it's
That's
not
the
good for us.
that's the same thing for my wife. Twins run in her family, and it normally skips a generation.
Yeah.
And obviously, she
It's our
wasn't a twin,
generation.
so it's her turn. And
Yeah.
whenever we first went to the doctor, I was like, "It's twins." You don't even
Yeah,
gotta
get
say
it,
anything,
dude. It's
doc. I just know it's
fine.
twins. And he's like, "It's not twins." And I was like, "Oh,
I'm wrong.
well, dang it."
You were
Dang it.
like, I was
Dude.
wishful thinking right there. Get
I
two of
sure
them.
Yeah,
to
I
say,
was
my
like,
brother had
one and
4 kids
done.
once.
You know.
You had quads, bro?
That's
Oh
crazy.
wow.
Dude, they're gonna be dropping
Um,
for Dansk.
They're dropping- oh my god, get out of here. Um, so Vibe, we touched a lot on, expecting and everything like that, and
mhm.
I talked to you about it before. We'll give you some time to settle in, but I'm gonna force you on this again so we can talk the aftermath.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
goes, but streaming and gaming, how's that been going for you? Like, have you actually been taking the streaming piece of it and like making it consistent, or are you still like, hey, whenever I play video games, sometimes I want to play without anybody and I'm not going to stream, and sometimes or have you been streaming every time
Yeah.
you've been playing now?
So my schedule. There are some days, like obviously not. It's not every other day is gonna happen. Just like the little break that I just took. But at the same time, it doesn't have to always be streaming.
Yeah.
I do try and keep it consistent for the every other day that it's streaming. And then speak of the beautiful wifey. Hello, how are you? She's okay, guys.
Never get to see her.
No, you don't ever get
We
to
got
see
to
her.
see her hair once, which that was
You did
cool.
get to see her hair and her arm once when she was
Yeah,
holding
she
the puppy.
reached over. Yeah. we it was like a weird tease.
Yeah, it was like, here's my hand. But
Show the
I'll do
pup.
it later, Ranger.
Mm.
But the biggest thing is I would like to keep it consistent, and I'd like to start making the YouTube videos. And starting on Sundays, I'm probably gonna I'll go back throughout the week, whatever I've streamed, and I'll just pick one of those streams and break it down, make a YouTube video,
Nice.
and whatnot.
Heck yeah.
Because I've actually figured out how to use DaVinci Resolve, and I don't feel
Black
like I'm an
showed me.
idiot.
Did he show you?
I did
No,
not.
he
Whoa,
told
that's
me.
rude, Black. You made him struggle through it.
If
My
he would
God.
ask, he has my undivided
He
attention.
does.
That
I
is
know.
true.
And he
That
knows
is true.
that.
But I also know that you are a very busy man,
Which
and
we
you know
we knew
I
You
that.
know I
not
make
like to
time.
ask for help. I know, but I know I could figure it out.
Honestly,
It just
Vibe, the
took
one
long.
day I had to like tell him to stop and he wouldn't. Like I was like, hey, I just have a question here, and I'm like asking him the first time I was getting into DaVinci, and I'm like going, and he's like, no, I'm invested now. Like
Yeah,
I want to see where we're going with this. He's like telling me what to put in. I'm like, no, you can leave now. Go be, go get your sleep. You got to stream tomorrow and all that kind of stuff.
You were like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, because I
yeah.
was having fun with it, but then I didn't. Once you taught me, I was gonna make it through. But so Vibe, you said you're using DaVinci, so you're like, hey, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, yeah. I actually created my official YouTube channel
Which is
last weekend. It's still Vibrant Panda. I was able to
damn.
secure
Somebody
that.
somebody should have snuck it out from him, and then he would have subbed to your channel to get it back.
I would have in a heartbeat. I would have gifted you whatever you wanted so I could have it.
Looks like
It's
a
like
90-day waiting period. It sucks.
I honestly, that's what I want to do to Dustin, and if I can ever get in touch with the Nice Guy Gaming without the 16, I'll buy it and then I'll sell it to Dustin for even more. I'll make.
I got a
it
connection.
I'm just kidding, Nice Guy. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I'm definitely the best answer for you out of all that long-winded explanation.
Sure.
Is I'm taking it semi-serious.
Cool.
I'm having fun with it. I never thought I would actually have fun with it, But I find that I have way more entertaining and good times playing video games whenever I'm just sitting there. Like last night playing Outriders, people came in, you rated me, and people were chatting, and then somebody came in and was like, wow, chat's really quiet. But he's normally in my brother's stream, who he's actually up right now, and he plays Monster Hunter solely. Um, or he'll do like a community game night of like Fall Guys or Among Us, and he has a lot of fun with that. But he has grown exponentially very quickly, and he's handling it in strides. Like this dude is just breaking all the records. I'm like, how are you doing this? He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like,
I
well,
mean,
whatever
it's
you're
the
doing,
truth.
don't stop.
When you find your niche, you don't know how you did it. You
Yeah.
just did it.
Yeah.
I was like, don't stop. Start making YouTube videos. He's like, what do I make them of? I'm like, you call your streams Monster Hunting Academy. Start making Academy
Like
videos.
a tutorial, yeah.
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 He's like, oh, well, that's easy. I can do that. And I was like, duh. But he's having a blast with it, and
It's
I'm
fun.
really happy with this.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm with you on that, right? Like when I started streaming and I got Twitch affiliate by streaming from my PS4 and texting a couple friends who like
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, I'm going live, just pull me up, right? I need 3 viewers for this month or whatever. And let me bother them for 8 hours or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was doing that all for my PS4 webcam, straight from the PS4. You know, nothing fancy. Could never read chat. You know, I didn't read chat because I literally wasn't asking anybody to watch me or anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fast forward to today, right? I interact with whoever's in there. There's a couple kids who come in here. Like I interact with them on the daily. It's fun, you know. Hey, how's it going? How was your day? How's it going? But the YouTube, I want to do so bad. Yeah, he said. So you were like black. Yeah.
Fuck you.
The yeah, right. Not reading chat.
Yeah.
The YouTube is so fun for me to do, like making that video and like I did it. The only video I posted from my Caesar channel is my imposter one. That's the one Black helped me through with Da Vinci, right?
Yeah.
And it was because I played this game of Among Us and it was flawless in my opinion, and it was great. I had a chocolate frosty from Wendy's, and I'm just sitting there this whole video, and I'm like, I'm eating this frosty while being an imposter and just manipulating the shit out of these people who I don't really know any of them, and I'm manipulating them, and I'm like, at the end of it, I'm like, I'm making a YouTube of this. This is a perfect thing. I can trim out a lot of the fat. I was watching a lot of Disguised Toast, who plays a lot with Pokemon, and it's like I loved his videos. The thing he does well is he talks to chat during his task rounds, which makes it a little bit better when you make a video later.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun making that.
Context.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun making that. It took way too much time. Right? Like that's my struggle right now, right? And who knows? Does Disguised Toast make his own? Probably not. You know, maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know how big he is from a production standpoint. You know, those people like I'm sure Nick Merckx does like some of the stuff, but most of it goes to somebody and they edit it, right? And they put it together. Doing it yourself. Yeah. No, I mean, he obviously does the clip of himself though, right? The intro. He shoots them over an intro. And then they put it all together. He has to. He's talking on the screen, Black. What do you mean you're shaking your head?
Yeah.
He literally looks at the screen.
Role in Discord.
No, he's the one talking. He's the one talking. You can't take that out of him, is what I'm saying, right? He's putting that together. It's the editing part, right, that makes it
long. Yeah,
long.
I agree.
And it's
it's one of those things that I'm noticing. Sorry to go ahead.
No, you're good. No, go. You're good.
It's definitely one of those things that I'm noticing. Even so, I just made a test video. I downloaded a 3-hour stream and I dropped it into DaVinci Resolve, and I was cutting stuff out, having fun with it and whatnot. And I noticed, like, as I was doing it, I was getting faster at trimming stuff.
Sure.
Where I could fast forward and be like, that's not that good. Trim it out. Oh, I need to add just half a second back. And so I did notice the whole practice makes perfect thing, but at the same time, taking the time to have the
If
practice
it's a
to make it
3-hour
perfect.
stream and you're trying to make it clean, right? If you're trying to make it
Mhm.
something somebody would want to watch, you either have to
Mhm.
have a phenomenal memory to know the 3 hours you need to take out, right? Or
Yeah.
do what Black always tells me. He's just like,
Pretty much.
don't make it no, don't make it perfect. You tell me don't
Yeah,
make it
I mean,
perfect. Like leave stuff alone. And like for me, that's hard. I'm big
Agreed.
into like even these dad casts. I was getting better and better as we've been having more of them of almost trimming the fat as we go, right? Not getting us down like around rabbit hole. A lot of that has to do with me. We've talked about this before, Vibe. I go down,
Oh yeah.
tangents and
I'll go down that.
here and there.
I'll follow Alice all the way down that rabbit hole.
Yep. And so I was editing these and I was trimming out that fat. The last one I didn't trim out much of. The one before that didn't trim out much. It's like the beginning and the end, getting through some of the stuff, but most of it, I keep it as it is, and it's been a lot easier. But at the same time, I'm sure there's a lot that could trim it down, which will just make it more consumable for people.
Yeah. And Maze brought up a good thing. Is that going through 3 hours of footage
It's
for
hard.
a 15-minute video? It is hard. It is.
Well, I mean, I just had one for Lewitt that I have to do for their review that they sent out, and it was a 6-hour stream that I had to take down to at least 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been editing it for 2 days, and I'm only at 33 minutes, and I'm tempted to just say screw it and destroy my analytics with 10 extra minutes, because with YouTube, the longer your video and the shorter the watch time, it'll take your whole watch time down, so it'll get you that much further away from YouTube partner and actually making revenue with it. But man,
Don't say screw it. Stick with it.
I-
For these,
so
that's
hard.
never the goal, right? Otherwise, I would worry about that too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
obviously want people to be able to see as much of this as
Day-
possible.
Day
So
3 is gonna be a bitch.
for these, I think we've been right around 2 hours. We had
Yeah.
one that was 3 hours that I think I got down. I don't remember what I got it down to, but I've been trying my best, right, to keep it as concise as possible. I always make the joke during it to avoid having to edit too much on my end. I'm going to make it easy and say, come back on a future episode, right?
Yeah. And I enjoy, like, I unfortunately I missed the last one, but I didn't even think to go check YouTube whenever you made it. I went back to the Twitch
VOD,
here and just watched the whole VOD and had a great time. And same with the giveaway.
It's way better on YouTube because YouTube gives you maybe, I don't know if Twitch does, but YouTube gives you the ability to make it 2x. And I tell people all the time, I watch it on 2x because I'm a slow talker, so it actually sounds like I'm talking normal speed then. and so like it's good, right? You can watch a 2-hour clip in an hour and just listen to it at high speed. And I've done that to a couple of them. As crazy as it sounds, I am watching my own because that's the only way I can improve in conducting these and having these like actually be things people want to come on and listen to. Like I really want that to be the case because I see potential in this. This has been a lot of fun to do,
They are.
Even though Black, has more fun playing video games and other things like than doing this. Bringing it full circle, Black. Bringing it full circle. You didn't want to be in this conversation with us today. You started this whole thing.
I knew it was fucking coming. I knew it was coming.
By saying it's that
bullshit.
I am going to start winding us down a little bit in order to keep that timeline going well and knowing damn well that Vibe is going to be on one as soon as the baby settles in. I'm not going to say, hey, Vibe, day one, you're home. Let's get on this thing. But
hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, right. As soon as this thing happens, we do want to have you back on, find out how it's going. What you learned after the fact, what you were prepared for, and what you weren't.
Fucking bags under it's gonna be
so he's gonna look like you with black eyes.
Yeah, dude. It comes from mic injuries, but whatever.
From mic.
But real quick to answer that question, nice guy. Normally for analytics from tutorials and stuff that I've watched, 15 to 20 minutes starting out. is like a really good.
Because you can get
starting point
people
for video
into 15 to 20 minutes, right? People will watch it for the whole thing.
Mhm.
Time 10 minutes. Anything
Mhm.
below will not survive
Wait, it has to be above 10 minutes is what you're saying.
for ad revenue. So if you're
Yeah.
looking to monetize, get in the habit of being over 10 minutes, even by a second. There
Yeah.
was actually a guy that uploaded a video that didn't have 10 minutes of content, so it was a black screen for 2.5 minutes, just so he could get that ad time. I'm not even kidding you.
No, I believe
But,
you.
You know,
No,
like
it's still 10
anytime
minutes.
I don't
man.
have enough, I just fill it with. I also do this, and then I go into like other stuff. But like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some fun with the one I put on Caesar. I did an intro. Like, I wanted to start it somehow, and I wasn't ready to put my own, like, hey, Nick Merckx does his intro. That's who I relate to because I do watch a lot of, not a lot of his, but when it pops up on my YouTube feed, I pop in every once in a while to see what's up. And he does that intro. He does that intro, right? Cypher.
Yeah.
I watch Cypher PK a little bit too.
YouTube,
right?
what's going on?
Yeah. He's like, if you like the video, and then he's like, gets really angry, like the video, right? Like that
Yeah,
kind of deal.
yeah.
I just love Tim the Tap Man. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, YouTube? We got a banger for you today.
I love it, dude. It's perfect. I love him.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm with Nicky Merckx. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah. They do a good job, right? And it's something to consider when you're doing it yourself, but at the same time, that's who they are, right? That's not necessarily who you are. Who are you, right? And how do you develop you? So I'm definitely a talker, so I definitely see myself, if I ever got into YouTube, I would want to do some type of intro like that because I love it.
I can see it now.
Yeah, I definitely.
Hey, overseas, the owner of the Romans. Let's go,
dude. I welcome people into my stream when they come in. When they hit follow, it's like, welcome to the Roman Empire. I'm your host, Caesar RE. This is the Colosseum. All of it. It's all of it. Yeah, like
I can see it.
This rage.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, exactly.
I can see it.
That's so great.
It starts a whole bunch of stuff. So, as far as that goes, just to circle around with building character and what this is, right? Vibe mentioned it, not knowing it was up on YouTube. Yeah. So in the Discord every week, you get a notification when this stream goes live on Twitch. So if you're looking to hear it live, talk to chat, ask questions so we can interact with them. It then also has an announcement. I have 3 big ones, right? I do who's going to be the guest that week. Usually it's like the day before or the day of. Today I did it I was going to do it late last night. I'm like, you know what? I'll do it in the middle of the morning. That way people can see it. I tell you who's going to be on it, what time to check in. Then you get the live notification on Twitch. And then finally, I do a YouTube post. And when I post to YouTube, it automatically, the cloud, or what is it? MeBot goes and grabs the YouTube and posts a link in there. So that goes up. I also do a TikTok for when it releases. Hey, it's up on YouTube now. Go check it out. I do a little blurb. I've gotten better and better at like not wasting my day. My younger brother saw, he's like, why do you do like, you did like this weird piece? And I was like, well, the first one I did a high five, then I did a piece, then I did and now I've ran out of them. So I just have to do whatever. I don't know.
You just need to ring in the rock, paper, and the scissors.
Yeah, I end it.
Well, now you can steal mine and just go woo woo.
No, I'm doing this time because he shoots guns, It's going to be this time. Boom, boom. But I don't know how you do that when you have like the phone too. So I got to do it with one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Tripod.
Yeah, right? Nah, come on. Not all of us have that, all right? Back to the secret lab chair,
one in
bro.
The back.
No, that's a tripod that fits for that logic capture. It doesn't fit for my phone.
Wait, you don't record your TikToks on your PC?
No, on my phone. You told me that. You said record it on the best camera you have, and that is your phone.
I mean, it's true.
It's literally what you said to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, why can't you mount on your tripod?
Let's not worry about it now. All right, I have a setup. It's fine. So I post them on TikTok when it goes. Look, I posted on TikTok. Yeah, you want to send me that? Thank you. Appreciate it.
I will. I have like 10 of these things and like 5 tripods.
Back to what I was saying. Post it on TikTok. It goes out there. And then finally, the announcement goes out. But I also, in the Discord, have a past episodes in this building character thread of things where you can just go and it's a very quick like here's the episode, here's the episode, here's the episode, and people can go see it. So hopefully people start doing that at some point, start enjoying it. And oh my God, Black, what are you doing? I will say that these TikToks of just the YouTube is up have been starting to get more and more views. They've been averaging around 650 to 700 views for these TikToks, which is pretty decent for my channel with like 25 followers or something.
That's more than me.
These views have been having like, and it's literally just me saying, hey, episode blank is up. Here's our guest. They brought us with this lesson.
Following. That's what that means.
But that's good. That's good that people are seeing it and things like that. Hopefully they go over to YouTube and check them out to see them.
TikTok updated their algorithm too.
For people, no, I didn't know that. For people who aren't on the Facebook, there is also a Facebook Dad Club Gaming. I got Dad Club Gaming across the board. So that's on Facebook. We stream live to Twitch and Facebook, so it goes up there. So that rounds us out with all the details on this. It's been 8 weeks. What were you going to say?
But
to
fulfill that request.
Oh my goodness.
Dude,
how fresh is that puppy?
She is 3 months old. Wow.
So you got her about a month ago, a month and a half? When did you get her?
So her birthday was November 27th, babe. November 25th. And she paid for like the middle of December so she could surprise me with the picture or whatever for Christmas.
Nice.
And then we got to go pick her up January 22nd because she had
2 months old. Yeah. What is that, a lab?
Yeah, she a black lab.
Nice.
Huh? Are you gonna eat my mic?
My older brother just got a German short-haired pointer that looks like a chocolate lab. Normally they have like the speckled coats and everything, but this one's like pure brown, like literally looks like a chocolate lab right now. But that's awesome. What is it?
She's a black lab.
Black lab.
Yeah, Vibe got a black lab there.
Her name is Dixie Dawn Dennis, and she's a insane troublemaker.
Yeah.
Dixie's in the name.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to make sure she stays away from the baby stuffed animals, right?
Yeah.
You know what worked for me, Vibe, with my I have a golden retriever golden lab mix. They're called Goldadors, which is actually really cool because it has like the golden retriever-esque without the long fur. It's more like the lab shorter fur. Like it's still medium, but whatever. Having a lot of things that they are allowed to chew on really helped with that one. My first dog chewed through a lot of my stuff, and I was like obviously upset when it's like chew stuff. What?
They were asking what dog it is. It's a black lab.
Yeah, but so having like those bones, those whatever they are, rawhide bones or whatever you feel comfortable giving them, and having enough that they know like, oh, I can have this and I can go back to this, and it excites them and that kind of thing really helped with my second dog.
Yeah, she has like 15 toys already, and
nice.
she always gets bones all the time.
I'm sure with how golden of your heart you have, I'm sure she has a ton.
Yeah, she's spoiled, even though she's a butthead.
I literally have a picture of Vibe on the floor with his knees, like laying down with his feet up in the air and the dog behind him.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It is a very cute picture because all I see is that thumping ass of his and the dog.
Yeah.
And his feet up in the air. It was so great.
No, that's that puppy is cute. You got to have like a little puppy cam back there behind you, you know?
If I could trust her to just hang out, I would, but she's still too young for it.
For sure.
Where are you going? Huh?
And I bet you those claws are sharp right now. There's a puppy claws.
Yeah. We've already grinded them down once. I don't know if she'll let me, but look at them bad boys.
They're daggers.
Oh, dang.
She'll be hunting monsters before you know it.
Yes, she will. Well, she caught a moth a couple days ago, but anyways, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we'll continue chatting after I shut this down, and I don't have to edit too much later.
Yeah.
Vibe, it was wonderful to have you on. I know Black and I both had to kind of get you on, entering yourself in. You didn't do it off the rip, so we had to be like, "Hey, what are you doing? Go sign up. We want to talk to you." Right? And you started this trend now. You said all you said was "I'm in," kind of like Michael Jordan said "I'm back." And now you have everybody else doing it after you. Like that's all people have said is "I'm in, I'm in, I'm in," which is cool. So I wish you and your wife the best. I definitely will still be talking to you offline while this is all going on, and I look forward to welcoming you into fatherhood and officially into Dad Club Gaming at that point.
Yes, I can't wait. So excited. Do I get a T-shirt?
Can't wait to hear the first
Do I get a T-shirt?
bad story.
Yeah, the first bad story.
Like,
yes.
Deal with it.
Deal with it.
So, yeah, you're getting some congratulations in chat. So with that, I'm gonna sign off with this episode, and we'll have it up in YouTube hopefully early next week for people to watch back who didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for having me too, by the way, guys. It was awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. I look forward to having him back. That's gonna be the fun one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.